The phone call. It came at 3:47 a.m. on a Tuesday, shattering Derek Walsh's world into a million pieces. Your wife, the accident. I'm so sorry. Now it's December, 6 months since Sarah died. 6 months of trying to hold it together for his 3 kids, while falling apart inside. The insurance money ran out in October. The part-time security job barely covers rent. Derek sits on the frozen park bench, watching his breath create small clouds in the bitter air. His children huddle close. 8-year-old Austin trying to act tough. 6-year-old Harper clutching her worn teddy bear, and 4-year-old Brooke shivering despite her thick coat. Daddy, when do we eat dinner? Brooke asks innocently. Derek's heart clenches. He pulls out a paper bag containing 1 turkey sandwich from the corner deli. His last $4 gone. The electricity got shut off yesterday. The heat the day before that. We're having a picnic, he says, forcing cheerfulness into his voice. Even in winter, how fun is that? Austin gives him a look too smart for his age, too aware that something's desperately wrong. Derek tears the sandwich into 3 pieces, giving each child a portion. When Harper notices he doesn't have one, she breaks hers in half. Here, Daddy, you need to eat too. I'm not hungry, sweetheart, he lies, his stomach growling loudly enough that Austin glances up with worry. That's when Derek notices them. 2 children, sitting alone on a bench across the park. A girl about 7 years old and a boy maybe 9. They're well-dressed, expensive winter coats, clean sneakers, but their faces tell a different story entirely. They're both crying. Dad, Austin whispers, following his gaze. Those kids look really sad. Derek studies the pair more carefully. The girl keeps checking her phone, an iPhone that's clearly not a toy. The boy stares at the ground, his shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Stay here, Derek tells his children. He approaches the crying kids. Cautiously, hey there, you okay? The girl looks up with red-rimmed eyes. We're waiting for our mom. How long have you been waiting? Since school ended, the boy mutters. That was 4 hours ago. Derek's parental instincts kick in. For hours in this cold? She was supposed to pick us up, the girl explains, her voice breaking. But she never came. We walked here from Lincoln Elementary because we didn't know where else to go. Where's your dad? The boy's face crumples. He moved to Florida with his new wife, said he didn't want kids anymore. Derek feels like he's been punched. What about other family? Grandma lives in a nursing home. Grandpa died last year. The girl shows him her phone. Mom's number just goes to voicemail. It's been disconnected. Derek kneels down to their level. His own problems suddenly feel smaller. What are your names? I'm Lily. The girl whispers. This is my brother, Ethan. Well, Lily and Ethan, I'm Derek, and I think you two might be hungry. He returns to his family and explains the situation quietly, without hesitation. Austin stands up and walks over to the abandoned children. Here, Austin says, offering Ethan his sandwich portion. You look hungrier than me. Harper follows suit, pressing her half into Lily's hands. It's turkey, my favorite. Derek watches his children, these kids who are so little, giving away their only food to help strangers. His throat tightens with pride and heartbreak. But now we don't have any dinner, Brooke points out with 4-year-old logic. Yes, we do, Derek says softly. We have something better than dinner. We have each other. Lily starts crying again, not from hunger, but from something deeper. Nobody's ever been this nice to us before, she whispers. Even when we had everything. Nobody cared if we were sad or scared. Ethan looks up at Derek. Why are you helping us? You don't even know us. Derek sits down between the 2 groups of children. Because sometimes being a family isn't about sharing blood. Sometimes it's about sharing what little you have, with people who need it more. As the snow begins to fall heavier, Derek makes a decision that will change everything. Come on, he says to Lily and Ethan. You're coming home with us tonight. But our mom... Your mom isn't coming, Derek says gently but firmly, and you can't stay here. It's too cold and it's getting dark. Derek's apartment has no heat and no electricity, but he lights candles, wraps all 5 children in every blanket he owns, and tells stories until they fall asleep on the living room floor. At midnight, there's a knock on the door. Derek opens it to find a police officer and a social worker. "Mr. Walsh, we received a call about 2 missing children, Lily and Ethan Parker." Derek explains what happened. The social worker listens with growing concern. "Their mother was arrested this afternoon," she says quietly. "Drug charges. She's been struggling with addiction for months." The children's father terminated his parental rights last week. Derek's blood runs cold. What happens to them now? Emergency foster care, at least until we can locate other relatives. Derek looks back at the living room, where all 5 children sleep peacefully together. Lily has her arm around Brooke. Ethan is sharing a pillow with Austin and Harper. What if they stayed here? Just temporarily? The social worker raises an eyebrow. "Mr. Walsh, I appreciate your kindness, but you need to go through proper channels. Background checks, home inspections, training. How long does that take?" "Months, typically." Derek makes another impossible decision. "Then start the process tonight." 3 weeks later, Derek gets a phone call that changes everything. It's from a local news reporter who heard about his story from the social worker. "Mr. Walsh, we'd like to do a feature about your family, about the night you took in those children." The interview airs on Christmas Eve. By New Year's Day, Derek's story has gone viral. Donations pour in from across the country. A local construction company offers him a full-time job with benefits. The landlord, moved by the story, reduces their rent. But the most incredible gift comes from an unexpected source. Lily and Ethan's great-aunt in Oregon, a woman they'd never met, sees the news story and drives straight to their city. She's been searching for the children since their father abandoned them, having no idea they were in foster care. "I want to take them home with me," she tells Derek. "Give them the stable life they deserve." Derek's heart breaks and soars simultaneously. He knows of what's best for Lily and Ethan, but saying goodbye feels impossible. On their last night together, Ethan approaches Derek with something in his hand. "I made this for you," he says shyly. It's a drawing. 5 stick figures sitting on a park bench, sharing a sandwich. At the bottom, in careful 7-year-old handwriting, it says, "You're my hero." Lily hugs Derek tightly. "You saved us that night, but you know what? I think we saved you too." She's right. In choosing to share his last sandwich with crying children, Derek discovered something profound about himself. He learned that being a hero doesn't require superpowers or wealth. Sometimes it just requires choosing love over fear, generosity over self-preservation, family over everything else. 6 months later, Derek receives a letter from Oregon. It's from Ethan, with photos of his new bedroom and his first baseball trophy. At the end, he writes, "Anne-Marie says heroes come in all shapes and sizes. But I know the truth. Heroes look exactly like you." Derek keeps that letter in his wallet. Next to a photo from that snowy December night, 5 children sleeping peacefully under shared blankets, proving that sometimes the smallest acts of kindness create the biggest miracles. And every time someone calls him a hero, Derek thinks about that moment, when his own children gave away their last bites of food to help strangers. The real heroes, he knows, were 8, 6, and 4 years old. They just needed someone to show them how powerful their light could be